Okay, it says we're live.
Oh, you're live. Oh, see, it's too late now.
Get over here.
Hello, friends. Just give us a minute. We are setting up audio and visual. If you can just give us a quick, audio is great, a 5x5 in the chat. Let us know the audio and the visual is okay. I'm just going to connect through another channel here as we wait for a few more peeps to join.
Like Bros Go Home Slice over here.
We do have a special guest. We're not sure if she's going to come onto camera. We've got a very exciting live meditation for you very shortly. We're going to do a little sort of preamble and a post-amble, I suppose, if that's a word, after the show. And we hope that she will join us because she's very wise, very connected, wonderful spiritual being and a great friend of ours. So she may well come on, watch this space. But as more of you come on here, we welcome you. And we can't wait to get involved in this this meditation to activate the 12 chakra system. So here's Kelly.
Oh, passing it off to me. Well, I'm just waiting for my best friend, Broska Home Slice, to come. That can be your alias. You don't even have to give anybody your real name or anything. So, no, we're here, and it's been a couple of days. We went off to Golden, BC for a little trip to the mountains. We had some friends out there. We had a hot tub under the stars. Although it was kind of cloudy and snowy, we didn't get to see as much activity in the sky as we'd hoped. And yeah, it was still just a really strong emotional time for especially myself, I guess. But no, all is well. We did a 7-hour drive there, and that's how far it takes to get to Golden, BC from Edmonton. And we stopped one night in Calgary on our way back and then came back up to Edmonton. We were actually listening to our own YouTube videos. Don't want to toot our own horn, but David had posted a video from Barbara Marciniak on Pleiadians channeling, and it was a 3-hour long channeling message. And this is obviously our brand new channel. We're just trying to get going here. We're just trying to, get monetized and get content out there right now and trying to bring value. So I had been telling him, don't post a 3-hour video. No one's going to watch it. But it ended up being like the best video, the most popular video. And so many people have been commenting and thanking you because he enhanced the audio and made it clearer and more easy to understand and just hear. So
the Barbara Marciniak teachings are some of the original Pleiadian messages back from the 1980s, 1990s, and I think it bleeds into the 2000s as well. And Barbara Marciniak is still alive today, which may sound funny for me to say that, but I didn't actually know. I thought she passed. But she is still doing great work, and she's got a YouTube channel doing live stuff still. What's funny about that? It's not funny.
You think everyone's bad.
I don't know.
And then we look it up and they're all still thriving.
But for me, and she's done lots of different ones. This particular one that I remastered, I didn't do a lot. I just changed some levels in the audio. I took out some noise, and then we added a little bit of a piano backing track, and we put some 4K visuals in as well, which is kind of cool. For me, there's some of the original spiritual teachings that unlock a number of things, really a remembrance to who we are, why we are, where we're going. And it's so relevant today in this ascension practice journey time at the end of this 26,000 year cycle as the earth shifts. As we all know, we talk about this every week, because there's lots of little tips and tricks and tidbits on how to fast track your vibration. And we're actually going to build a meditation series around it. And today is a little snippet of that.
Well, we ended up starting to listen. We thought we have all this time while we're driving. So he asked me if I wanted to put on the Pleiadian message. So I was like, okay, yeah, let's listen to it. And it was incredible. It was mind blasting. I felt like everything she said, when you just resonate with something so much and you just know that it's truth and you're longing for that information. It didn't feel like 3 hours. It felt like we listened to it for 20 minutes because you just want more and more and more, and everything you hear just resonates, and they're giving you ascension secrets essentially. And yeah, it was incredible. It was life-changing, I would say.
Yeah, it was.
And it really was. So absolutely, you know, we know what we kind of need to focus on now a little bit more, and where we want to focus our intention and some of our meditations. So there was some recommendations that we took straight out of that channeling, and some practices now that we want to implement in kind of our daily life and spiritual practice. So we thought we would come on. I thought my girlfriend would come join us for the meditation, because she is absolutely one of my most spiritual friends, who, when I started my spiritual journey, you know, you were right there guiding me and giving me meditations and giving me teachings and all kinds of stuff. She would send me Magenta Pixie meditations, and you introduced me to Magenta Pixie. And then it was so cool because when I met David had done podcasts with Magenta Pixie and like knew who she was. So I don't know. I just feel like we're all so connected in the spiritual community. And we always talk about, when we're focusing our intention, just how much more powerful it is when we do it as a group, as a collective. And yeah, so we're kind of excited to bring some of those teachings tonight. David's gonna lead the guided meditation. When we do it by ourselves, we do it as a very silent meditation. So that was it was like a 3-step recommendation, you know, to really get silent and focus on what you want and where you want to go, and you know, bringing the 12 chakras into that, and bringing in the light, anchoring the light. Breathing was another big one to add a breathing practice. And then I don't know if we're going to say the third one, or if we're going to say the secret.
It's not really secret. Just watch
just watch the 3-hour-long video, guys. Help us get that watch time hours up.
So I was talking to Alicia about this off camera, and it's very much, when we get into this realm as starseeds or lightworkers, or whatever you want to call yourself, doesn't really matter. We're all one at the core source anyway. Is that the teachings that anyone presents, whether it's through Ron Herman Vazane's Archangel Michael teachings, whether it's from the books that we're reading now, from the teachings of the masters of the Far East, or whether it's from the Magenta Pixies or whoever it is, those things should not be the core of your work. The core of your work needs to come from you through your own spiritual practice, and the other pieces that come in through the places I just talked about need to be supplements to what you're already doing. Kind of like when you're training, the supplements you take, the protein powder, is just supplementation to food and nutrition that you should be doing and taking care of your body with. It's just supplemental stuff. And so I think a lot of the time that I see right now, at least, people get into the trap of what we talked about this earlier, worshiping the idol and not the ideal. And all these teachers are presenting ideals to you to practice and work out yourself. And we watched into this, as we've been programmed to do, kind of creating these savior figures with beings or people. And that's never our message. It's always to do the work yourself. It's always to get involved with your practice and having that as the core and building the other things around that. So I think we've been there. We've all been there at some point where we sort of latched onto a teacher and then they said something that's really upset us. And then we say, oh, I can't support them anymore. And that's when you know you're putting a reliance too much on the external. You're not doing enough of that internal work. So
always just taking what resonates with you. You know, we get so much information on a daily basis, and it's just our own discernment, what is true to us and what's going to help us progress. You know, we can take a little bit from column A, we can take a little bit from column B, but ultimately, you know, we're deciding for ourselves. We're all in a different place on our journey. You know, that might be something we talk about after the meditation a little bit. I know I've been just like a crazy emotional wreck. We've had all kinds of energies coming in from the sun, and that's bringing up a lot of stuff. So, you know, I'm going through this really emotional ride over here, and, you know, David's just cool as a cucumber. He's already kind of healed himself through all of that. And,
well, not fully, but some of it.
Well, yeah, but, you know, we are different in where we're at, and sometimes
Kelly pointed out to me the other day we actually are completely opposite in pretty much everything that we do, which is a testament to how a sacred union relationship can work. You don't need to be aligned on everything to make things work. Can it work that way too? Of course. But
he was convinced we were exactly
I was
the
like,
same,
oh,
and
we're
then
so
I had
similar.
to point
And
out
then she
how
went through
different.
everything. I'm like, okay, yeah, we were actually opposite in most things, but
It works.
well, what works for us is that we're aligned in our mission, our values for pretty much all of them, and that we have that growth mindset. And when you have that combination, you have the platform to say, it doesn't really matter what you go through or what you don't like in the other person or what you experience or whatever it is, you have that growth mindset to grow together. And I think a lot of my study of relationships over time has been that when couples do this, they come together like this through physical attraction, through experience, through common interests, music, whatever it is. They come together and they get married and what have you, and then they kind of stop. And that can take 6 months, it can take 16 years, it doesn't really matter. But when they stop, that's when you start to get the kind of stagnation in a relationship. But it's when couples do this, create a shared vision through the things I was just talking about and move and run together, that you can really make a relationship work in any circumstance. And is that rare? I don't really know whether it's rare or not. All relationships happen to you at the right time for the right reasons. But I think for me, certainly we've come together and we've done that very, very quickly. And we're on this amazing ride. And it's a blessing to be on it with you, baby. But we count our blessings every day. We just laugh through our days. We just have fun and don't take life too seriously. But it is an energetic time. And as I was telling Alicia, the energy's coming
over there.
The energy's coming through. You can't see her. She's off camera. She might come on. If I keep saying that, she might
feel
you might-
drawn
you
to
might
this
see her
spot.
come and sit down. Let us know in the chat, guys. If you want to see Alicia, give us a quick message in the chat. Just put some pressure on her.
We said we were calling her alias Broska Holmes.
Okay.
You keep
I
on.
know I've heard my voice or
That's
my
okay.
name how many times
That's
now.
okay. There's no
As well.
secrets here, so we're all going to be telepathic.
Yeah, as soon as
But
we're going to be telepathic.
it's-
Exactly.
The light coming through is not going to allow any stored negative energy in your cells, which is where it is, to stay quiet. You're going to be forced to face it with whatever it is that shows up for you, whether it's a relationship, whether it's an occurrence, whatever it is. And we're literally rewiring those subconscious programs that we've been talking about. And it can be a challenge. And it can be a challenge when you get triggered, when you go straight into that emotional space to get out of it. And once you're in there, you've kind of got to let yourself run through it. And then, as Alicia was saying, kind of sort of step back and reflect on it later and try and work out some of the knots so you can heal from it and move forward. And when you do that, you'll literally feel like you've collapsed an older version of you. And what that is you're actually cutting cords and you're energetically changing, I'd say timeline. I even don't like to really use that word, but you're shifting in consciousness. And I don't even recognize really who I was sort of a year ago. We talk about that quite a bit.
Oh, no, 100%. We're growing and we're changing at such a rapid, accelerated pace. And, we're just here to embrace that. We want to go. We want to, we want to experience the 12 chakras, the DNA upgrades and all of that. So that's what we're here to do, just to put in the work. And my mindset is everything. So.
Yeah, they want you to come on, Alicia.
Oh, do they? Definitely. Bring her on. Yeah.
Who wants me to come on?
Well,
I don't know, she's got an alias.
She has an alias
Lady
too.
HD. Thank you for your comment. No,
We'll
you
make
don't
some
have
space for you.
to. You don't have to.
We're gonna get started though right
So
away.
let's
soon.
begin the meditation. Yeah.
It's
we
a quick
will-
one.
It's about a 5 to 10 minute, whatever comes through. I've not prepared it, so we'll see. It's something that I did this morning. One of the practices that look at the camera here. One of the practices that Kelly has talked about that we're now integrating into our daily routine. We haven't already had tried and tested results from that yet, so take this as you will.
Today's day 1.
This is the first day of that. So I found it quite powerful this morning, so we're going to continue to expand it.
I've had just great energy all day. I feel like I left whatever I was going through in BC, and it's just a totally new energy, new vibe, and I'm really excited for everything moving forward.
Amazing. So do you want to talk about the 12 chakra system really quick?
We can talk about the 12 chakras, because most people know the 7 chakras, but they're not super. Do you want to come talk about the 12 chakras? system?
No.
No?
No.
Do you know a lot about it?
Not. I don't think to this extent of the video that was.
Okay,
Just
so
gonna-
just a quick overview from what I know of the 12 chakras. Obviously, we've got the 7 chakras through the body, starting with the root chakra, kind of just right at the base, and then moving up, we've got the solar plexus chakra, and then we've got the
Sacral.
root,
Sacral.
sacral,
Solar plexus.
heart chakra, throat chakra, third eye chakra, and then our crown chakra. So that's the 7 chakras of the human body. And these are kind of the 7 densities as well that we experience of humanity. And then the next 2 chakras to follow are the root star chakra and the soul star chakra.
Earth star, isn't it?
Earth star chakra. Yeah, probably.
Okay, cool.
Root star chakra, earth star chakra. So that's about 6 inches to 12 inches below the feet. This measurement is off depending on kind of who you listen to, but just imagine that chakra right below your feet, and that's what's going to ground you to Gaia, ground you to Mother Earth. And then right above the head, about 6 to 12 inches, we've got the soul star chakra. And then above that, so that would be 9 chakras if you count the 7, and then the one just below, the one just above, we're at 9. 10, that chakra reaches out just to the boundary of kind of the Earth's magnetosphere. And then the 11th chakra would reach you right to the edge of our galaxy. And then the 12th chakra would reach as far as the multiverse. So kind of those 12 dimensional beings who are living in and out of the multiverse. So when you're envisioning your 12 star chakra system, you're going to start below your feet. That's connecting you to Gaia. You've got your 7 through you. And then the next are all above, stretching and connecting you to source, to the grand central sun and to the universe. So this is when we, envision that light that we're bringing through. That's where we're bringing it from. And we're lighting up all 12 chakras. And the key is just to really starting to envision those chakras spinning, because that's where that energy starts to come from. And when we start spinning all 12 chakras, this is where we start to open the 12-stranded DNA. So that is the idea here. We're trying to kind of level up to that 12-stranded DNA helix. A lot of people have been sitting at the 2-stranded DNA level for quite some time. I know there are people on the planet now who are starting to activate that 12-stranded DNA within themselves. Not everybody is going to be coming active at the same time. So, whoever feels called to kind of activate these energies, that's what we want to do. We want to work on ourselves. We like that energy and that information exchange, and we want to get closer to source and closer to self-mastery. So, that's kind of what we've devoted our practice to, and the direction that we want to go. So
yeah, brilliant, beautiful, no, really well said. And just a sort of simple-ish overview of that, and there's lots more you can read up on that. I've actually put a big thing in the description, guys, about the colors of the chakras. We're going to be converting the colors to more of a gold white light today, which is more, it's an advanced practice. It makes me sound like I'm trying to condescend people, but it is a slightly more purified practice, I guess. And that's all in the description. Check it out. For those of you joining from the Above Duality channel, welcome. We are broadcasting live from the Sunflower Life platform, but stay as you are, don't change. We welcome all of you. What was I going to say? I was going to say something before I went into a meditation here. No, it's gone, so probably just going to stop. Okay, well, let's
say hi to Alicia, because she'll come join us for the
hold on.
meditation.
This was it. So some of you are probably wondering, well, if I've got a double helix, a 2-strand DNA, how can I activate 12 strands of DNA if I've only got 2? And there's a couple of, information points on that. Number one is the junk DNA that you have contains a lot of information for further activation and expansion. And as Bruce Lipton says, consciousness controls DNA, not the other way around. The old scientific paradigm is that, it's genetic, it's in your genes and it's running in the family line, whatever it is. And that's true. but consciousness controls that, not the other way around. And that's what's left humanity in a little bit of this limitation mindset, thinking, oh, this is my fate, when actually no, when you're in the realm of pure consciousness, you can create anything you want. And so when it comes to creating the 12-stranded DNA template, we've already got that, of course, in the infinite, but we've got that stored in junk DNA to a degree as well. So,
well, the first humans that were here, they had that 12-stranded DNA activated. It was when there was planetary wars and takeover and, this whole control and slavery was put into place. That was kind of taken from us. And so you're right, that is within all of us. And that's just that coded DNA filament, like it's in us. So so we're getting back there. We're going back.
It's really powerful. And for those of you, just quickly before we go into the meditation, who want to learn about the Atlantean and the Lemurian element to this, it's called the Earth Experiment. Also before that, Thomas More's got some wonderful books on this. I've read a bunch of his books, and they talk about the Earth Experiment and all this stuff about how our DNA was brought here, et cetera, et cetera. I've done shows on this before, so we're not going to go into that today. But it is important to know the galactic history if you feel called to know it. But for me, I do, because I want to understand sort of where we're going.
So again, that video.
And the Barbara Massiniak, the Bringers of the Dawn, the 3-hour one we've just done, not the shorter one, the longer one, is explaining all of this as well.
Yeah, lots of the universal history and everything. It kind of goes into everything. So if you guys have time, you will gain a lot of information and knowledge and knowing. When you listen to it, it's like you've already heard it all before, which is so crazy.
Yeah.
That's what I felt like the whole time I listened to it.
Yeah, totally. So we're going to kick off the meditation here in 60 seconds. So as we do that, if you are in a space where you can't find silence and find comfortability, if you can't find a comfortable spot in your home, I'm going to give you 60 seconds to do that. So clear all your distractions, turn all your phones off. Don't turn your Wi-Fi off because you'll lose us. But certainly close down all those distractions so you can be in a quiet, comfortable, relaxed space. Throw us a quick hello in the chat. Tell us where you're from. We certainly welcome everyone from all faiths and all locations. I know we have kind of a global audience every week from all parts of Canada and the world, in fact. So welcome all of you. And we are about to head into a meditation here. It's going to be a guided meditation. I'm going to lead that. We're not going to have any music on this particular broadcast, but we are going to have some voice. So
yeah, and this is something that you guys can absolutely do on your own, because it's just a quick and easy way to bring in the light and to activate the spinning of the 12 chakras. So
beautiful.
Are you starting how you started us this morning?
Yeah. So
that was good. I like that.
Okay, well, let's just find that quiet space then within your environment. An ideal position for this, although it doesn't have to be this, is a nice open posture. You can cross legs if you choose, or you can have open legs, doesn't really matter. But open hands, resting with palms up.
Palms up to receive.
On your knees, just open posture, ready to receive the highest vibrations, the highest truths, and the highest light. And just to get centered into the present moment, we'll take 2 or 3 deep breaths, breathing in the light on the in-breath. And on the out-breath, just feel the tension leaving you. All the worries and concerns, just let them melt away. Soften your shoulders, soften your fingers, soften your face, your jaw. Soften your torso, your legs, just soften and relax your whole body. And we use the out breath to do that. Our point of power is always in the present moment. And let us find that present space now together. As I will now just connect to the source I am presence, the soul presence, through Alice Bailey's Soul Invocation. This is also in the description. You can use this anytime. And then we will bring in the pillar of white light through another mantra. I am the soul. I am the light divine. I am love. I am will. I am divine design. Just open and breathe. This is a safe space, a space of light. So just bring our attention to the soul star chakra as we read this and declare this mantra, which is about 6 to 12 inches above the crown of your head. Just put gentle attention there now. I call upon the pillar of the pure white light. Descend upon me, move through me, form all around me now. I ask for the presence of the I am that I am to merge and join with me now. So be it, and so it is. So just to visualize this pillar of white light, I'm going to start the meditation off as we normally do by imagining a bubble of light around you, golden white light, extending about 6 to 12 feet in all directions around you. And see it filled with light. And we declare that nothing may enter but the purest Christ white light of Source. So in your bubble of light, there's a window at the top and a window at the bottom. And we're just going to open the window at the top now. And as we do, light just pours through like a waterfall and fills your space with light. Goes through the crown of your head, all the way down your spine. And automatically the bottom window of the bubble of light opens. And this light flows through and down. Through the base of your spine, deep into Gaia. Going deep through the layers of the earth. To the central sonatoma, the Gaia heart. Grounding us and connecting us to Mother Earth. And as we do this, automatically Gaia sends a response of pure white light back up the layers of the earth, up into your feet, up your spine, and out of your crown, back up into the heavens, out of the window at the top. This is the reciprocity of the higher worlds and the lower worlds. An exchange of light. Just feel this exchange of light for a moment. Feel your body becoming nothing but light. Pure white golden light. We are grateful for this space. We are grateful for this time. We are grateful for all the people in our lives. We are grateful for the teachings of the lessons. And we are ready to move beyond the difficult, painful, emotional experiences that used to bring us lessons. We are ready to now move into the learnings of Source through grace, through ease. We're ready to step into the next density and dimension. So we will now just activate all of our 12 chakras and begin to spin them. Starting with the the first chakra, the root chakra, we just bring our attention to a ball of red light just glowing at the base of the spine. And as we do, our whole body is filled with red light. Moving up now, we now activate the sacral chakra, which is orange in color traditionally. In the sacrum area, just imagine a ball of orange light just floating there. You may feel tingling sensations. This is all perfectly normal. Moving up to the third energy center, the solar plexus chakra, which is yellow in color. Just below the rib cage in the solar plexus, we see a ball of yellow light just floating there. And now the fourth energy center, we bring awareness to the heart chakra, the ascension center, the 5D frequency, the love frequency. A ball of green light just floating in the heart area now. Moving up to the fifth energy center, the throat chakra. At the base of the throat is a ball of blue light. Feeling all the chakra points just moving into alignment as we go up. And now imagine the third eye chakra and bring our attention to it. A ball of indigo light just floating around the forehead area. This is the soul sight gateway. Moving up to the crown chakra, which is pinkish in color, on the crown of the head. And imagine that pink ball of light just glowing there. We will now just bring in the white light frequencies into all of these chakra points now before we go up further. We use breathing to activate these. So on the in-breath, you're going to imagine each chakra point turning from its native color to golden white. You can do this at your own pace. We'll take 3 or 4 breaths. You can just move up each energy center individually. And just take 60 seconds to do that until you get to the crown. We're turning all the chakra points golden white. And just take 10 seconds now to see all of your energy centers, all of the chakras now golden white, glowing brightly. We will now begin to spin these, starting from the root chakra in a clockwise motion. So if you imagine a clock in the second hand, just lie that clock flat. And we're going to spin each energy center, each ball of light, from left to right. Starting with the root chakra, we will spin the root chakra from left to right. Now begin to spin the sacral chakra. You notice as you start them spinning, they just stay spinning by themselves, perpetual motion. Now we'll spin the solar plexus chakra, left to right. Now the heart chakra. They're all golden white, just spinning away by themselves now, up to the throat chakra. Imagine this ball of light spinning left to right, and the third eye. And the crown, we will spin from left to right as well. And now we have all 7 energy centers just gently spinning by themselves, connecting to the 12-strand DNA template, activating the genius within us, the Christ within us. Just invite those energies into your body at the level that is right for you right now. The ascension is in waves and layers. Whatever level you're at is right for you. So we'll now begin the activation of the chakras outside of the 7 chakra system. Beginning with the root star or the earth star chakra, about 6 to 12 feet beneath our feet. And this comes online like a light switch, like a light bulb. This will be golden white as well. And you can immediately begin to spin these. Again, left to right. Now moving to the opposite end, we will focus our attention to our soul star chakra, which is about 6 to 12 inches above the crown of our head. Again, we imagine a golden white sphere of light. Just spinning gently left to right now. Now the 10th energy center resides just above the earth. So imagine a ball of glowing white golden light directly above your head, but above the earth. We will spin this again left to right. And the 11th chakra now is just situated at the edge of our universe. You can imagine a galaxy or a nebula, or wherever is in your imagination. And again, we will turn on that like a light bulb now. Activate the 11th chakra and just golden white light within it, glowing now. And begin the spin from left to right again. And the final chakra point for today is the 12th energy center, which connects us to the multiverse. all of us, our parallel lives, the multiple dimensions, the multiplicity of everything, now becoming one. As the drop enters into the ocean becomes the drop. As our brother Rumi would say. This 12th chakra point now is now golden and white and spinning left to right. Just see all these 12 energy centers now in a complete perfect line from top to bottom. The pillar of white light flowing through them, flowing through you like a great, brilliant waterfall of God. This is the connection to the living library, the return to oneness, the unity consciousness. And from this space, we send love out to humanity. We send out memory and remembrance to all those who are looking for this connection now, looking for this activation. We see the 12 chakras of all the light workers, starseeds, and beings of light upon planet Earth now, coming online. We are grateful to be here at this time. We feel responsibility for this work, but we feel a lightness in our being and a remembrance to wear our day with ease and grace. To be good to ourselves in times of difficulty and be easy on us, on ourselves. So we will now start to come back into the physical body with our traditional countdown of 5 to 0, 0 being the most awake. We begin with 5, just starting to feel back in your physical body now, feeling the points where you're sitting, feeling your feet on the floor or wherever they are. 4, 3, just starting to wiggle fingers and toes. 2, just moving wrists around and starting to roll shoulders and move joints. Really feel back in your environment. 1, starting to feel ever present now. You're going to bring the light back into your physical space. And 0, whenever you're ready, just come back and open your eyes. Come back to the physical. You enjoy that?
Thank you. Yeah. Well, that was the second time we've done that one today. And it was a bit different for me because I did it on my own the first time and envisioned everything on my own the first time. And then the second time you guided me through it. So, just focusing our intention and bringing in the light and just trying to find that space a couple times a day to really center and just get into that meditative space. Like, it's very, very powerful. Mm-hmm. Especially when we come together and we do this as a group with everybody. We are more powerful as a team. Yeah. As the light team.
So we're just going to carry on for about five minutes or so, guys. If you've got any questions as we're chatting, please do throw them in the chat. Throw them in all caps. I am monitoring the chat. If you have got any questions on that particular meditation or anything that we're doing, please do throw us a quick question now. The floor is open.
Hello from Vancouver Island.
Vancouver Island, Surrey, BC.
New York.
We've got some Albertans in the house as well.
New York. That's exciting. I've never been there.
Who else have we got here? Let's just go up.
I got to do some more traveling. BC.
Well, BC, Virginia.
Welcome
to the States.
That's awesome. People from everywhere. Well, I'm still trying to get my girlfriend to come on and say hi because she's got tons of spiritual knowledge. And, I've been encouraging her. I think that she would do amazing doing her own podcasts. And, she's amazing as far as astrology goes and how we're affected by the planets and the different retrogrades and even the moon. And, we're talking a lot about these solar energies and these things. So we're going to get her on one of these days. So
do you want to maybe just come on and share your story and maybe just the most recent thing you've like gone through with, just awareness and stepping into a new light that we were talking about? Do you want to just maybe chat about that?
Because I have mentioned you before and just kind of like as healthcare workers. So I've mentioned that I'm a healthcare worker, but it's a little bit different because, you're a nurse on the front lines and everything that you're going through has just been really phenomenal. I think it would maybe help a lot of people who are in that situation, but no pressure.
Do you want to come and sit down?
I'm going to share my story, but I don't want to share it quite yet because of all the things I'm kind of still battling and,
Well, I feel like once December 1st maybe hits, maybe I can then share then.
Okay.
But
sure.
We're still right in the middle of it. Like tomorrow's a new deadline.
Okay, so tomorrow is her new deadline for the declaring the status. If you have gotten the V or not gotten the V, so your deadline is probably 2 weeks before mine. Mine is Black Friday, November 26th. I have to disclose my status with my work. And then if we're not, jabbed by then, we will be put on the LOA. So the unpaid leave of absence.
So part of this,
Want to talk about self-love?
part of this strategy with the V is really with what we've been talking about through activation and through the 12-stranded DNA system and template. Part of the agenda, if you like, is to keep humans from reaching that point. And there's other agendas involved with that. But really the program of injections that's going on is to support that agenda. So the work that we're doing with this stuff, I get questions like, if I've gone and taken the V, will I not be able to ascend and things like that? And that's a very difficult question to answer. But I will say this is that through a combination of the correct levels of consciousness and walking the path of enlightenment, whatever that is for you, but moving up in levels of consciousness is going to support your best case path to those ascension frequencies and to that next level of you. Aside from that, we have got new technologies which are coming out through the light table, the medbed systems, which will very likely be able to restore certain aspects of DNA. That's not guaranteed, and I can't say that with absolute certainty, but I have got that sort of intuitively in me, information-wise. But again, nothing will take away from you doing the work. And anything that is outside of you doing the work is generally should be recognized as secondary, as I was saying at the beginning of the show, to your physical personal practice. So I wouldn't be concerned. I wouldn't go into the fear frequencies if you've gone and had to go and you felt like you had to go and get the V. I would just be pulling away from that and focusing on the stuff that we're talking about today, the Barbara Masiniak material, and just doing the work of enlightenment, because that will be your best option should that be your situation. So,
well, we're talking about DNA and how it's been almost manipulated in the past to get us where we are today. And now we're trying to kind of reverse that and break free from that. So for right now, for me, anything that has to do with altering or manipulating my DNA, I don't want any part of that. I'm still trying to, you know, cleanse and do all kinds of the healing. And I think we all have that trauma, and we've talked a lot about these cellular memories that are stored in our DNA. A lot of these negative unprocessed traumas and things like that are stored in our DNA templates. So as these high frequency energies are coming in, things are really coming to surface for us. And like I said, for me, it's really, really emotional. I don't even know where it comes from half the time, because I'm very aware of myself, and I know I'm triggered, and I know I'm emotional, and I can't seem to snap out of it at times. And, you know, I know you go through your ascension symptoms completely different. Like David's just exhausted. He feels he's going places in his sleep, and he wakes up, he's just totally out of it. You know, there's lots of other things he's been experiencing. Ringing in the ears started for him about 2 years ago and hasn't stopped.
It's crazy. Yeah. So all those things. Yeah.
And
it's
me
crazy.
ringing in the ears, I get it every once in a while when you were activating the Earth Star chakra. It started for me.
Interesting.
And the chakras outside of the body, it started for me in that moment, but it's not constant like you're experiencing it.
Yeah.
Do you have any ascension symptoms that you find?
Exhaustion.
Yeah.
Exhaustion. Yeah, that's a big one.
Either I can't sleep or I'm like wiped.
What about you guys? If you have any ascension symptoms that you're experiencing, or how you guys are handling a lot of these strong energies. So again, you know, meditation, our intention, bringing the light, doing this more than one time a day if you can. Some of the other big ones are breathing, breath work, bringing in the oxygen. Hydration is another huge one. So just drinking tons of water and allowing yourself that space. Like some people, like I think in the Palladian message that we were listening to, she said, if you need to sleep 18 hours a day, sleep 18 hours a day.
Yeah.
So
that's what I did last week.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, I went to work, and then I came home from work, slept, and then got up for work again, did the same thing the next day.
Yeah. So Selena, just quickly, just off topic, asked if we have Facebook. Yes, we do have Facebook. We've got two main hubs on Facebook. One is a page, which is slightly smaller than the other group. I've just thrown the group link in the chat for you. So go ahead and join. I think it's a private group, so you got to ask to join, but that'll be approved real quick within 24 hours. Or as soon as we can get to it. And
David might have a nap first.
I may be sleeping at that time, but come and bring, we allow personal sharing on that platform. So if you want to bring teachings that you have or things and links that you want to share, please feel free to do that. It's an open and collaborative community, and we learn from you. So thank you. Yeah, I've been, the ringing in the ears for me has been, again, it started a couple of years ago. It is now completely constant. It goes from the constant to an extreme level or back to constant. Those are my two levels. I find that when I come back in from sleep, from the astral realm, that it literally feels like I've stepped into, although I've never done this, so I don't know what it feels like, but it feels like I've stepped back into a pressure chamber and I'm depressurizing, so that I get a ringing, plus it feels like a waves, like physical waves on a beach. With that ringing, and then it sort of calms down after about an hour, thereabouts, after I've woken up. And many people are experiencing lots of different things, but the tiredness is a huge one. I know as we're going to do work in the fourth density and above, right now, some of us are going way more than that. We will be using a lot of that energy from our astral body, which is inexhaustible, by the way, but it does get depleted. So when that comes then to rejoin back with our physical body, we are that much more depleted, having given that away, and it will regenerate. There's an infinite amount of energy, but I'm certainly feeling like I've woken up like I've run a marathon, and it's very challenging. So
well, and in the comments, she said anxiety as well. So I know that's another big one that I really experience. Like I'm just a very emotional person, so I feel like you get a lot of physical symptoms. And I get a lot of the really emotional, high anxiety, depression, unworthiness, sad, Yeah, so I get like incredibly frustrated, like 0 to 100, impatient, irritable. Like mine's all really emotional stuff that I'm going through and I'm processing. But I think it's really comes down to the same answer for any and all of the symptoms. It's just self-love and giving yourself what you need, whether that be forgiveness, whether that be grace, whether that be just coming back to the present moment, breathing, or having a nap or a bath. I know we love to have baths and stay warm, because we've got our first snowfall now up in Canada as of today in Edmonton. It was our first snowfall, so
It's on the way.
But we are coming up on an hour. I think we should probably call it quits. I don't think Alicia's going to come say hi to you guys today, but we will get her on here again.
We will. Just maybe a quick 3-step process to get out of that triggered state, that emotional intensity state. One thing that I do, and you can use lots of different methods, there's no right or wrong way of doing it. But when you feel yourself in an emotional space where the emotion has really taken over you and you feel like you're out of control of it, personally, I like to remove myself from that space a little bit, to step back if possible. Sometimes that's not possible if you're in interaction with someone else, but you probably should think about doing that, because you'll always communicate from that space of out of presence. Number 2 is to really allow it to move through you. Maybe even that's number 1, but allow it to move through you. Don't resist the emotion. Let it come through you. If it's strong anger and things like that, then definitely remove yourself from the scene. But let that emotion pass through your physical body. And the third thing is really after it sort of calmed down, is to reflect on what happened. Why did I get triggered by this? What subconscious program is being run? And through meditation, tap into the I am presence, tap into source, and just allow yourself to receive answers on that particular thing intentionally through meditation. And that may be a long process, it may be a short process. So just a quick 3-step process that I use for things that, although I don't really get triggered, but things that affect me emotionally.
I was going to say, like, that might work for you, but for somebody who's in that really emotional state or place, like I say, I go there and I'm asking myself questions, and I'm asking myself why I'm there. And when I can't come up with the answers, I tend to get more frustrated with myself, or put more pressure on myself. And sometimes we don't all move through things the same way.
But there's one constant thing with you, is you allow the emotion to move through.
Absolutely. Like walking into the emotions instead of, avoiding them or trying to push them aside. I agree. Like emotions connect us to spirituality. And that is another big thing that we're talking about this week on our posts. We've got the 4 bodies: the mental, the physical, the emotional, the spiritual. The mental and physical bodies are incredibly connected. The emotional and spiritual bodies are incredibly connected. So the gateway to spirituality is through your emotions, is through feeling, and through feelings and these emotions, we're able to discern what feels good and what feels like truth and what feels like love, right? So anything that's not serving you or not serving your emotions, absolutely, we're all healing, we're all trying to transmute and just bring more light through us and anchor the light. So of course the best thing we can do is stay in that good high vibrational space where we're feeling love and we're feeling joy, and all of that starts with self, and all of that starts within. So, just everything we're doing, guys, all these daily practices, and we're just here on our journey, learning and growing and sharing. And I'm sure there's lots of things we say that don't make sense, or, we make mistakes or whatever, but, we're all just here to learn and grow and share. So thank you guys for your comments, and thank you for being a part of this. And thank you, Alicia, for being here. We love you so much.
I love you guys too.
And if you guys have got any practices that you want to share that are working for you, please do throw them in the Facebook pages, the Instagram messages, whatever it is. You can send us an email. Our official emails have gone back offline now, so you can send an email to Sunflower Life. I'm going to put it in the chat. sunflowerlifedk@gmail.com. That's kind of our backup. We'd love temporarily. We'd love to hear from you. We learn from you too. So thank you for everything you're doing on your growth journey to help the planet. We couldn't do it without you. We wouldn't want to. And we just love all of you for being here tonight. So Signing off for now. We'll probably be live again next week. Watch out for announcements on that. And we can't wait to be with you again. So
thank you. And towards the light we go.
Towards the light we go. Lots of love, guys. See you soon.